Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? And welcome back to the final first impression for the Battlefront beta. This is video 3 of 3 coming out today on the 11th of the 10th. And if I'm honest, I feel kind of bad about making this, if I'm being completely honest, because it's the final video and it's also the final day of the Battlefront beta. And admittedly, while I think I've had my fill of these 3 levels, I don't particularly need to go back to them again. Admittedly, I am going back to the multiplayer ones for a stream later on. But, you know, while I feel I've had my fill of them, I will miss it. It has been fun. This is a good game all in all. It has its issues, some of which we discussed, some of which I'll cover in this video. But all in all, it has been pretty fun. I mean, it's a beautiful game. It runs really well. What they've done works well. Obviously, if you don't like it, then it's not so good. But what they've done has been done fantastically. So, I mean, it's a genuinely very strong game. You know, a lot of people thought this was just going to be a Battlefield with a skin on it, and it absolutely isn't that. There's so much more to this game than just that. It's a genuinely very good game. Now, to sort of move away from general Battlefront talk to specifically what this is survival mode, which is obviously as of right now currently available in the beta, not as of tomorrow. Obviously the beta won't be on then, but basically what this is, pure and simple, is it's basically horde mode. It's basically the horde mode from Gears of War. I think other games have it. I suppose Zombies is a bit similar, but it's different. But, you know, we've all seen horde modes and things like that. You know, and basically it's you versus constant waves of stormtroopers. Now in the beta, which is, you know, what you're seeing here, there are 6 waves, and in this video I actually did all 6 waves. In the full version there's going to be 15. So that's pretty cool. Immediate complaint right now, just from what I can see from the beta, is it showed us a choice of 4 maps with only one of them unlocked. If there are only 4 maps available for doing survival on, in my opinion that's not enough. 4 maps is not enough for any kind of multiplayer game. Now this is in itself actually quite fun. If you enjoy horde mode kind of thing, it's quite fun. The troopers are varied, they're familiar yet different. My only complaint about the stormtroopers, and this might be because I'm doing it on normal difficulty, the other difficulties aren't available in the beta, but my only complaints with the stormtroopers is they cannot shoot for shit. Genuinely, they're terrible. I mean, you actually look at how much health I've lost. Bear in mind I have a heavy trooper and multiple enemies shooting at me, and I'm not losing that much health. Why? Because they're missing most of their shots. You know, if I walk into 5 stormtroopers, I may get hit once or twice. Which really is not. I mean, I know they shoot like that in the films, but we do want a challenge, and that is not challenging, not even remotely. So, you know, I mean, there are challenges. I mean, Waves 3 and 6 both contain ATST. That's challenging. That's very challenging. So, you know, there are challenges in it. But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I think for me, I found it got boring quickly, but bear in mind, it's only the first 6 waves, so it's sort of the weaker waves, coupled with the fact that I did this by myself, whereas it's designed for solo or co-op, but it's very clearly more pushed for co-op. Shockingly, and I cannot give Battlefront enough credit for doing this, they even have a split screen mode. And split screen is very rare to see in games these days. But to be honest, I think it's stupid. I always have, because it's the best way I find to play games with your mates. Unless you really want to unless you want to sort of have multiple TVs, multiple consoles, which fair enough for something that's fine. That's actually good. But if you just want to sit down with your mates or with a sibling or something like that and just play a game for half hour, 45 minutes, you don't want that setup. And the sort of lack of split screen these days does take that away. Unfortunately, Battlefront, admittedly online there's no split screen, which kind of sucks, though I do get it. I do get why they couldn't implement that. But the fact they have implemented it where they could, I am quite happy about it. That's the bad part of the video, and I just fell off and died. Oh, that was me being shit. Apologise for the swearing, but that's just me being genuinely terrible. But no, I'll give him credit with the split screen. The big thing I would say, which I find is a big issue, is the fact that really this is the closest thing we have to a campaign. For some unknown, goddamn stupid reason, they've decided that Battlefront shouldn't be given a campaign. A Star Wars game without a campaign, it just doesn't make any sense at all. You know, even one of my mates who never does the campaign on any games ever, like he skips the campaign. Like he'll buy a Call of Duty, he'll never play the campaign. He'll buy Halo and we won't even play the campaign. Like he'll buy games for the multiplayer. That's how he plays a game. That's his choice. Even he has said this game needs a campaign. Even he said that. And as someone who doesn't really play campaigns much, that's a lot. But it's because it really is needed. It's quite surprising that they didn't actually include it, to be honest. I must admit, I wasn't impressed. It kind of turned me off this game a bit. Admittedly, the multiplayer is strong enough that I'll still get it. But, you know, they may want to include something along those lines, or at least some single-player content of some form in some of the no doubt future DLCs that will be coming for this game. They would be very, very stupid if they didn't. You know, I think especially if they brought out a campaign DLC, even if they charge like, you know, £12-15, you know, it'll go up to like $20, I think people would pay it. I think people would pay that for a campaign. Even if it's sort of only a small one that's using pre-existing maps, I think people would pay that. So yeah, I mean, Survival in itself is a pretty strong game, but as a campaign replacement, no way in hell. It's not good enough, doesn't anywhere near go to what people would have wanted from a campaign. You know, while these technically have little stories on them, it's, you know, a pretty generic story. Like I said, instead of a campaign, doesn't work. As well as a campaign, it's a good addition. But instead of, you know, it's good. So really, in conclusion, is this survival good? It's okay. Out of everything I've tried in the beta, it's definitely the worst part of it. It's out of, you know, the 3 different things I've done, this is my least favourite. But it is good in itself. In no way in hell it takes the place of a campaign. I don't know if they were planning that or not, but there's no way in hell that works. You know, Star Wars is such a story-rich environment. It's so based on, well, really fantastically spun stories. With the films, and debatable with some of them I know. With the Clone Wars TV series, which was very, very good. I can't comment on Rebels because I haven't seen it. But also, just going back to the old Legend stuff, with all the books, with all the video games, it was always a strong storyline. Even games like Empire at War, which are frigging real-time strategy games, had strong storylines attached to it. So that's an absolute failing on EA's part. It's a massive cock-up. They really should not have done that. But that's really my only major complaint about Battlefront. All in all, it's very, very good. Without the campaign, I would recommend buying it. But if you're not the kind of person who likes playing online, don't. Because it's just not worth it. The survival is not enough to buy the game. If you do like playing online, or even if you're like me, you like playing online from time to time, it's worth it. You know, if you enjoy playing the odd online games here and there with your friends, but you don't do it regularly, I would say it's still worth it. But yeah, that's really my conclusion. This video runs around over 4 minutes, and I would of course have it running to the end so you can see the sort of the whole thing. But like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's you know, really good fun, this game by and large. Obviously my campaign gripe is to me quite a big gripe. That being said, I do think, aside from that massive cock-up, they've done a phenomenal job. So I could not recommend the game enough. But anyway, that's all I really have to say about this. So, as per usual, let me know what you think. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you next time.
The escape pod will soon be under rebel control.
The Imperials have a temporary advantage.
We need to stop the Imperials from securing that pod. We're securing the escape pod.
The escape pod is under our control.